Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and this is your love and finance tarot guidance for the month of June 2017. First, I want to say thank you to everyone out there. I have been doing the love and finance audio since, I think, October of 2015, and it has become one of the most widely viewed videos that I do. I know last month it had well over 20,000 views, so I just want to thank everyone for that, and all of the places that everybody follows me: Facebook, Patreon, YouTube, Tumblr, Pinterest, and wherever else. Okay, it's wonderful to have you all here with me on this journey. This is a very important month that's coming up, and it's one where we finally start feeling a little bit better about things in the movement that's taking place in our lives. I want to mention, as I go through and talk about what's happening this month, I will also let you know which of the, transits and things that are happening where I will be doing a specific audio on Patreon for them. Okay? On the 4th, Mars will be moving on into the sign of Cancer. I will definitely be talking about that. On the 6th, we have two, which will have audios for them as well. And I really love the placement of these, okay? Venus will be entering its home sign of Taurus, and Mercury will be entering its home sign of Gemini. So, yeah, it feels good right about that time, because as we're entering June, I don't want to jump ahead to the cards yet, but things start easing up, You can feel it, that life is becoming easier to navigate. Okay, now on the 9th, we have our annual full moon in Sagittarius. Of course, we know that definitely gets its own post all the time. Also on the 9th, Jupiter will go direct. However, I won't be doing a Jupiter direct audio because I will be saving any Jupiter tarot guidance for when Jupiter moves on from Libra to Scorpio in October. So keep an eye out for that, because it'll probably be coming out late September, early October. On the 16th, Neptune will retrograde, which it does every year, and I'll definitely be talking about that. Okay, 21st, big day. Now, I have a little confession here, okay, because as we go along here in the Northern Hemisphere, the days grow brighter, they grow longer. We have all this extra daylight, and it always feels so good until we get to the 21st, until we get to, this time, and then they start growing shorter again. So for me, it's actually a sad day, because we still have the season that's coming up to enjoy that extra daylight, but it's a little less each day as we go along. And I'm sure for those of you who, like my friends in Australia, it's going to be just the opposite, that you feel like this. So on the 21st, we have the sun entering Cancer, and the summer-winter solstice is taking place. Okay? Also, Mercury enters Cancer, and Mercury's moving right along now, so it's only going to spend about 2 weeks in each sign until it gets ready for its next retrograde. And we'll be talking about that before the end of next month. And to round out the month of June, on the 23rd, we have a new moon in Cancer. I find it very interesting the way the cards start off this month, okay? Because it is about your wishes and your hopes and dreams, and your defense of those hopes and dreams, what you're willing to stand up for. Okay? Because I think that you've really reached a point where by now, when June has arrived, you kind of know what you want. We had that target date of May 22nd saying that things would become clearer. And in that tail end of May, figuring out how you're going to proceed, where you wanted to go. And that's just it. You're not giving up any ground this month. You're like, that's what I want. That's what I'm going for. And truly, as I was saying about the month in the beginning of this audio, things begin to ease up this month, where you can see that you're not there yet, but you do see that things are getting easier and life is not quite as complicated. So this helps allow you to work toward the things that you're trying to achieve. I really feel that, I want to say by the solstice, that you're really taking charge with the ability to move forward, because you're finally balancing things out. That this is just like, once we started rolling back on May 21st, 22nd, it was like an all systems go. And you're finally feeling victorious here over many things. And I also want to say it this way, because it's almost like everything has two sides. And you're not just balancing your life, you're balancing it out. In other words, if you had a column A and column B, everything is in black and white for you now. There's not that fog, there's no gray areas. This is good, all right? And we're talking, this is with major issues that you've been having. There's a sense here not just of taking control, but stepping up and leading. Now, does that mean that, everybody's the boss and, there's nobody following? It's not really quite like that. This is for you in your own personal life. You're just not backing down. That fire that burns within, the passion for the change that you want. I don't know how else to put it, but so many of you out there, I know you've gone along for quite some time, all that wishing and hoping and daydreaming and not knowing what to do, all right, to make it happen. This was over the last couple of years, and now things have changed since late May, and you have a better idea of what it is you need to do and what it is you need to accomplish. So finally knowing that change is possible, and like, yeah, I can go with that plan. I can deal with that. I can understand it. It's a monumental moment to have that realization. And at some point, you've had that and you're on your way. Because there is, as far as things that are happening and communication, there's a lot of rapid developments taking place in your life. And this is all around you. This is not just for you. I always tell everyone, pay attention. Because I think as long as you're remaining aware of many things, you can't miss out on opportunities, like doors that might be open, even if only for a brief moment, because I see here that some of you are looking to move, maybe physically, or to move on, in your life, and you don't want to miss out on that. Whatever's coming up in June might be what, like that gateway to the next part. Because we all know at this point that the most significant moment probably of this entire year is the total solar eclipse in Leo on August 21st. It's going to affect so many people. And I will be doing lengthy whatever. There'll be a lot of discussions about this. We're going to try to cover it from every aspect possible. All right. One of the things that I see here as well, I want to call apprenticeship. That's interesting. See, I think that for many of you out there, your roles are changing. You could be stepping up and leading and mentoring someone, or you could be learning something new, because there is that teaching moment that's going on. So a lot to be learned. Also, I like the fact that you're becoming much more grounded. Okay, this is good. It's not just that you've achieved victories for yourself. It's more like you're just done with the whole, like, I don't have to fight anymore. In other words, you're still working hard. You're still basically battling your way through life, but not as a battle, like where you have a more grounded approach to make things happen. I hope that makes sense, because it does to me. And your focus has shifted away from the things that didn't work out to the things that can, and what can you do with them and take and create emotional fulfillment, material fulfillment. And it's a wonderful time. It really is. I think if you keep the right approach with these next few months, with what's going on, this will be a time period that you long remember and appreciate for the things that were born from it. Okay, so it's some amazing times. As I said, doors want to open, which also means that some doors will have to close. And I have a feeling that those doors are going to close around August, okay, where you're starting to get some closure and moving away from these things. and it's like a big old once and for all. Now remember that this month there is, as the month progresses, a great deal of Cancer energy that's around, okay? I see a more generous version of you, and that can be in many different ways, but I really think utilizing your time and your resources very well so that you can be focused on the emotional well-being of others as well as nurturing others, but also, I want to say, showing some conservatism in how you do this. Because one of the things I always remind everyone is that you cannot give and not receive anything in return. Eventually, everything you have is depleted, and then you have no more to give. So there's a balance that's coming in here. And I think that's one of the lessons that's been learned. It doesn't matter which area of your life that it's in. Now, August is here everywhere, all right? And we've talked about this for a long time. But you always hear me follow August up with September. And that's because while there are many major changes coming in August, too many things are in flux because of those changes. And we will be dealing with a Mercury retrograde and so many other things that are happening, too numerous to mention here. And for that reason, it's when it kind of like, all settles back down in September and you're feeling really good about things. I'm going to say it again because I've said it a number of times. I really think around the harvest moon, which falls on September the 6th, that's the full moon, okay, somewhere between there and the equinox. Because if you've been following me for a while, you know that I have spoken of from equinox to equinox, from that March the 20th to September the 20th time frame. And with this month, the month of June, being right smack dab in the middle with the solstice. And the solstice always brings big changes every year. I really feel the June one, even more so than the December one for some reason. But we always have, with each seasonal change, we have some big energy shifts. And I don't think they always get enough credit. I really, truly don't. So one of the doors that you're working on closing involves struggles that you've had, past struggles, things that are going on, karmic situations. There have been a few, haven't there? So, you just want to go forward. You really, truly do, in pursuit of your hopes and dreams and that desire to manifest. As things ease up this month, your perspective really changes. And I think you, I want to say, figure out how to utilize your resources, how to create, okay? Because it's like so much of the stress of the last 5 years is being lifted. And you realize, I like the solstice keeps coming to mind. Things feel good then, right? What did I say? That's the 21st, I guess, depending upon where you are. So it's an interesting moment. There's new beginnings that are in there. And once again, you're involved with the period of 3. You're only going forward from this point. That's why I said closing doors on the past. There is no going backward. Not at all. There's a whole new life that's waiting and many changes that need to be made along the way. This is definitely one of those times when you're not meant to be idle. You're meant to be working on everything. I think it gets a little, like, how am I going to keep up? But it's all right. I do believe that you can. This is some powerful stuff here. Change, change, change. Finally getting people on the same page. Finally, that cooperation that you've been seeking, making it happen. You may find yourself where you feel like you're looking over your shoulder, going, all right, get yourselves together. Are you with me? And this could involve other people. That's entirely a possibility, because this is not a time frame where you can totally go it alone. We've been discussing that. I think that was part of the equinox to equinox thing, that over time you were going to realize that there were like new players in your life and, people that you needed to assist you, all right, to get through this. But feeling pretty good about things when the solstice arrives. It's reinforcing it everywhere I look. So I find this deeply interesting. And what amazes me here, and this is a successful thing, okay, putting an end to the betrayals, the hardships, in separating yourself. This is a breakout year, okay? And that's the problem, is that even though your life has changed immensely in the last couple years, getting you away from the last 5, it hasn't let you be free. Like, you're just not free from it yet. And that's the part that you want. This is where you're feeling really good. Like you have overcome. Okay? That's the best way I can put it. So this is, without a doubt, the biggest transition of your life. If you're not noticing it as the month begins, you're noticing it by the solstice. It took you a long time to get to this point to move forward. There's a great deal of emotional fulfillment and success associated with this. All right, that doesn't mean everything in life is perfect, but when you look back on your life, oh yeah, you can definitely say, wow, the progress I have made is immense. And, you know, one of the things that I always tell everyone, and I know I say this often, is to look at the threads of life. Because I always go like, okay, if I think about today, how did I wind up here? And then I go backtrack and I'm like, oh yeah, and then that happened. And then that takes me back to where that happened. And you follow all those different twists and turns in your life and all the people who were involved and how you arrived at this moment. It truly is an amazing journey. So understanding that and seeing it, and that it's not just you on the journey, I think it makes it much easier to understand. And you know, we always talk about the proverbial light at the end of the tunnel and that being guided, you know, towards your goals, what you want to do, and finding your way out of that tunnel. I think that there's so much clarity coming that you're actually blasting your way out of that tunnel. Okay, this is a really, really important month. And, you know, what you had, oh, you're just so dissatisfied. Okay, really, truly. And that's it. That's why your whole life is going to be different now, because so much of it was just not suiting you, and you're determined to make things change. This is around relationships, it's around decisions, and, you know, the rewards that you seek. That I find interesting. You know, there is a desire sometimes to just go, go, go. And I think, you know, that wanting to take a chance, take a big risk. It's okay. Something tells me that you'll know that there's a reward there for you. There's something, but, and I don't, I know I've been really, I want to say mouthy about this lately when people comment about saying, I hope so. There is nothing going on right now in your life that is about hope. It's all about what you do. There is no sitting and waiting for something in the universe to change. The universe is offering it all up to you. And it is up to you to take that chance and create the abundance. Okay? I really think that the abundance is more noticeable in September, October. Okay? And things feel so much more stable. All right? It just, there's no more questioning so many things at that time. So I think we should stop there, because this is a powerful month and you have a lot of work to do and a lot of clarity coming your way. So get ready, get set, and go balance your life out. I want to thank you all very much for listening. I'll see you here again real soon. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. Take care. Thank you.